Hi, I'm Koro, and this video is a beginner's guide on how to run the any percent category in the game Titan Souls. I've only recently gotten into speedrunning myself, and this was the first game I chose to run. I will try to show you all the quick kills for the bosses and the route for this category. Alright, let's get right into it. This game has very simple mechanics, which are easy to learn but hard to master. It actually only uses two buttons and the sticks. The left stick used for movement, while the X button shoots your arrow and drags it back, dealing damage in both directions, which is very important, and the A button is used to run and roll. Important to note is that you can't start running without having initiated a roll first, so you will need to get adjusted to that. Coming up right here is the first Titan that we will face in this game, called Sludgeheart. To kill him, we need to hit the blob with the heart inside of it 4 times and then deliver the killing blow. To kill him quickly, you will need to hit him with the shot and the arrow pull. Don't immediately pull back the arrows, since after every hit he does these 2 hops. So the chances of you hitting him with the pullback, if you pull him back immediately, is fairly low. This guy really just needs practice and doesn't really have any strict setups, since his spawn is pretty random. Anyway, after delivering the killing blow and you pull your arrow back, you have some time before a cutscene starts. Use this time to take a roll and run a little bit at least towards the exit. This is something we will use for every boss and overall just saves time. Next we will go to the right to the next Titan, Brain Freeze. Once you enter the door, you want to shoot him immediately, bring your arrow back, roll to the right and then up to end up right next to the fire. Shoot him with a flaming arrow, position yourself at the exit and time your shot just when he comes down. After that, we will head to iCube, but on our way there we can already open the door to Goliath to save us some time. iCube himself is a very simple boss and he comes down to nothing but timing. Once you enter the door, you aggro him, and after his second slam, right when he starts moving, you want to pull back your arrow to kill him. Next on our list is Goliath. We enter his arena, aggro him, roll back out and pull back the arrow into the middle square. And we just walk around him, save some time. Once you're up by the elevator, you need to wait for his fist to slam down, then change to the other side so he uses his other hand, and immediately pull your arrow. That way we won't have to wait for the cutscene inside and walk around and wait for the elevator cutscene. Now, this is just a boring walking scene, but here you can see how to properly run in this game. You want to roll, hold your run, let go and immediately roll again and run again, and you just want this rhythm to always be there to traverse the land as quickly as possible. Now we'll have to kill 7 bosses in this area, so we'll head up northeast to the forest to tackle the first 2. Make sure to keep your rhythm and minimize the path towards the forest. The forest has 2 titans and a Legend of Zelda Lost Woods kind of layout. In the route, we skip the save point and head straight left. If you're still learning the game though, I highly advise to just activate the point and start learning the bosses. To get to Obello, the first boss of the forest, we will head left and go up twice. Obello is pretty much like iCube. He is a boss that relies on nothing but timing. You aggro him and time your arrow pull. You will want to start pulling it back just before he hits the ground. After that we will head to Vine Thesis. To get to him we just go right, left, and then up. To take him down, we need to aggro him and head to the right to distract the poisonous gas from getting to us. Then you want to hug the wall and go right into his face slightly to the left. Once he starts breathing in, you shoot him, pull out the arrow, and immediately shoot the arrow straight up to take him out. After that we head straight south, grab the save point on the way cause we need to port back to it later, and leave the forest. Now we'll head south and slightly to the west to get to the next two titans. Now obviously we're gonna skip the save point because we want to port back to the forest, but if you're still learning the titans, again, grab the save point. The next titan in our run is Knight Elhanan, who can be very tricky, especially the first couple times, but once your setup and timing are on point, he's very consistent. To begin the fight, you need to hit the arrow in the top left corner, then position yourself here, dodge roll his arrow to the left and shoot straight down, and then you can just shoot him. Next, we will head down to Avarice. Once you enter, you need to activate the switch in the upper left corner and then head down the stairs. Once you enter, you need to shoot him, take back your arrow, and wait out his first attack in the bottom left corner. After one hop, he will teleport onto you. Just kite him to the side, and after his second attack, he will do 2 hops and then a backflip. Once he lands, you need to shoot into his mouth to destroy him. After that, we will head west on a long ass walking section towards the next 3 titans. Right behind this lava fall, is that even a word? Anyway, here waits the next titan, Mulcain. Here it is important to use the D-pad since the boss will move according to your input. That's why you want to head exactly straight. After the first jump, you want to stand on the lit up area, and during his second jump, run after him and get behind him. You need to be careful though, since he will pull you towards him. After he shoots his bomb, roll away from him, and once he explodes himself, shoot the crystal. Next on our list we have Golcain, also known as the Scary Skeleton. Position yourself on a small fire, and once his hand is right above you, roll straight up and shoot into his back. It's important to dodge his attack late, otherwise he will not move the way you want him to. Now we will head to the last boss in this area. Make sure to skip the save point, I went over it for recording purposes, but in the actual route you will want to skip it because, again, you still want to port back to the forest. Golcain is another one of those bosses where you just need to get the timing right. Once you aggro him, get your arrow and head down a little. Once he's almost in your face, shoot him. Once the cutscene ends, exit in the main menu and mash A to get back into the game so we'll spawn back in the forest. Once back, head towards the south, then the northwest to get to the door and the last two bosses in this run. Now, you want to skip the save point, obviously to save time and get to the end faster, but as you can see, I suck at the skip and that's why I'm grabbing it. Anyway, this is how you actually skip him. To skip him, just stand right on his corner, dodge the first attack, bait out the second one, and then you can just pass through his back. Watch out for a laser though, since you can't roll on the stairs. Now we come to the last boss of this run, but he has this annoying long cutscene that thankfully we can skip by heading to the main menu and loading the game again. To take the soul down you will need a proper positioning. After aggroing him, get your arrow and stand on the lower square and just aim to the lower right. This will make him whiff his shot. Cancel your shot and kite his thunderbolts here and dodge to the upper right. He should end up right in your face. And that's time. I hope this video helped you with your run, or maybe got you interested in the run, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe. So, I'm new to editing and speedrunning in general, so if you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comments. I want to make this a whole thing and I want it to be as good as possible. Anyways, have a good run.